I don't recall where I saw this first. I think it might have been Grum's. And oh my goodness, this one's laughable. This comes from Haley Era. She says, this might be the most laughable erasure of male and female in gaming. Do you know how the whole like shift to the male female has turned to body type A and body type B? Oh, they're like, oh, gamers are getting wise to that. We need to come up with a different way to explain what a boy and a girl is without saying boy girl, because our feelings would get hurt because we are mentally broken people. 343 Industries erased male and female in Halo Reach, Bungie's game, and swapped them for heavy armor and light armor. This can't be real. I have not checked this. But first off, it says 343 Industries. Didn't they change their studio to Halo Studios? So it's no longer called 343 Industries, first off. But secondly, why are they wasting their time on this? Why are they wasting their time? Who asked for this? How much money did they spend on development costs to do that update? And who is it affecting and why? And you know why they do it, by the way. They do it so that when they do it in future games, people will go back and reference the older games and be like, oh, I guess they always did this. We can't really complain now because look, they did it in Halo Reach. Heavy armor and light armor. The best part, this change reinforces the very stereotype they claim to be avoiding, suggesting that women aren't strong enough to wear heavy armor. So instead of gender options, the game now offers big, strong men's armor and dainty little girls' armor. They took something neutral, something completely fine, and somehow made it sexist. Absolute clown move from an absolute clown studio. Laughing my ass off. This was 343's priority after taking over the franchise, touching it with their dirty hands instead of focusing on meaningful improvements. Astral Energy says, I identify as heavy armor. There, where is it? There it is. This is what happens when stupid, ideologically captured developers desperately try to include the smallest fraction of their audience while alienating the vast majority of players who actually want to identify with their character and have their gender represented. Which, by the way, it's a great point. If it's all about representation in games, and you are a person that believes you are a male because you have a dick, or you're a person that believes you're a female because you have a vagina, and you're playing a game and you would like to feel represented in that game, wouldn't you like to see yourself? Aren't these people always about seeing yourself, like seeing themselves in the games? Why can't people that aren't the developers do that? It's very strange. It's very strange. This is the same company that parades its so-called support for women, virtue signaling about Women's History Month, and International Women's Day. Yet it erased female players' ability to select their own gender in Halo. The irony is almost poetic. Bonnie Ross, Pluton Forever, former head of 343 Industries, spent years parading herself as a champion for women in gaming, even founding the women in gaming community. She built her reputation on pushing diversity forward, lecturing developers about their personal responsibility to avoid gender stereotypes in games. Yet under her leadership, 343 erased female players' ability to select their own gender in Halo, a change so absurd it reinforces the very stereotypes she claimed to fight against. Who is this even for? Why does this keep happening? And I think the biggest question of all is, why are these companies doing it when people are saying, stop doing it? And it's not just like a person or a couple of people. The overwhelming vast majority, and I think you'd probably be safe to assume it's probably close to 98 to 99% of people playing the games that would say they want to be able to play as a man or a woman. And that's really it. And then you have the 1%, if that, it might not even be 1% of ideologically captured nut jobs that don't know what gender they are, even when they open their pants up and looks down. And they're like, hey, I need you to change these things so that I can see myself in the game and screw everybody else out there for what they want. I need to be the one represented, not everyone else. So this might be a situation of the squeaky wheel gets the grease, but I almost think it's more than that. I wonder if this is something that's coming down from the top, potentially even the ESRB, or something just as powerful, Microsoft themselves, seeing as they own 343 Industries, Halo Studios, and Microsoft is the biggest, and it's not even close, the biggest ideological nutjob company out there pushing all this stuff forward. I could tell you guys a story about previously in a past life working in the corporate world, speaking to a coworker. They told me that they needed to start changing the language of how we address things. We're not allowed to say things like whitelisting or blacklisting anymore because that could be construed as racist. Like white is okay, black is not okay. And conversations with other companies and clients, when you use those words now, they look at you like you have six heads because it's like, no, you don't talk like that anymore. You can't say those things. And I'm like, who's doing this? Where's this coming from? And that person, back when I spoke to them about what was going on, I was like, well, I was curious. So I was like, where is that all coming from? And they said, oh, it's all this training material. It's all started from Microsoft. In the corporate world, by the way. We're not talking video games. I'm talking like Microsoft in the corporate world, pushing all this stuff forward. So it's not just ideologically capturing people in gaming, but in all aspects of everything that Microsoft touches. Manakatnar says, yeah, that whitelist versus blacklist is the most obnoxious garbage. It absolutely is. But the problem is if you do not bend the knee in the corporate world for these people, you lose out on contracts and your company will die. So it's almost like you need to become part of a cult in the corporate world too. It's weird how it's all working. And I feel like from the top down, Microsoft knows this because they have all the money. So they can be the ones in the position of telling people how it's going to be moving forward, or else they're not going to work with you no matter what. And if they really want to work with you and you're not changing, they'll just buy you and then they'll just change it from the inside out. So yeah, it's happening in more places than just gaming, but we're seeing it at the, many would call this the final frontier. Gamers are the last stand with this stuff, and gamers aren't having any of this. Like, nope, don't care how much you try to shove this down our throats. We are not going to be swallowing it. This ain't happening. So you can pick this shit up, Microsoft, and you can walk out of town with it because it's not happening here. And we will forever be making these videos calling their asses out and talking about how pathetic this is until the cows come home. Anyways, sorry, that was just sidebar. All that boastful talk about empowering women only to oversee one of the most disgusting backward changes in the franchise's history. This company and those who think so little of women deserve no respect or support. Now, as far as I can tell, I know it's the internet, but Haley looks like a hot chick. She looks like a chick that cares about the female form, and women. Again, it's the internet. For all we know, it could be someone cosplaying, but they have almost 18,000 followers. So I'd imagine they're a legit person. I don't know too much about him beyond this, but a lot of people I know follow her, and for good reason now. This has over 1,000 likes on it. Let's see. Here's it's got video proof. Send it now. Okay, that's what it used to look like. I'm assuming. Email, mail, bulkier, skinnier. Yep. Okay, so that's the original, and the update: Spartan body, heavy armor, light armor. It's actually a very subtle change that you don't really notice unless you remember it and you're looking for it. It's so subtle because it gets away from the type A and type B body types. That's scummy. That's slimy. But it is Microsoft. So is anyone really surprised? So yeah, I would say expect a lot more of this moving forward. We got Big L says 343 Industries trying to find out who to blame for Halo's downfall. Wanted maniac. Mike Seguin, wait, what? When the hell did that happen? I haven't effed around with the customization options since I got the Master Chief Collection, so I never noticed. How lame. The retardedness of woke tardness truly knows no bounds. Hey, Melanie Mack. Am I still blocked, Melanie? Melanie, unblock me. God damn. Come on, Melanie. Are you really going to hold this grudge? Are you really going to?
You're on a fucking roll, bro.
Come on, Melanie. Come on. This is what corporations do. It will start to occur within Microsoft, probably around 2015, not long after Balmer was ousted. Yeah. Halo's for everyone, though. As long as you're gay, Halo's for everyone. If you're not gay, I don't know how you fit into this rainbow, though. That's concerning. Anyways, I'll leave that one there because, man, I could talk all night about the ridiculousness of this situation with Halo. But suffice it to say, I don't know what the next project that Halo Studios is working on. Obviously, they're working on the next Halo, but it's DOA. I think we all already know that. No matter what comes out of it, it's going to be woke garbage because you are what you eat, and you see these people working there, and you are what they spit out. And it's not going to be anything better than that.